Well, hello everyone. I hope and pray that you're doing well today. There's this passage in Philippians 4. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Thinking a little bit about this morning, what makes you anxious? I'm standing intentionally in front of this "don't be afraid" sign. In our household right now, a lot of things are changing, a lot of reasons for anxiety. One child is off in Ontario, over 4,000 kilometers away, starting a new semester at school. Another will hit the road down to Victoria later this week. Anxiety about that travel. My wife, Ella, I'm pointing towards Centennial, is back at school, and her alarm has been going off every morning. It creates its own anxiety. Here at church, we're planning for a busy and exciting fall church calendar, and there can be some anxiety about what that holds. Right? There's potential in your life too, for your own kind of personal anxiety. And I like the definition of anxiety, that it's a response of dread or fear to something that's perceived as a threat, right? So it's an emotion, and emotions are information, and so anxiety can help us understand what's going on within us. And sometimes, right, anxiety happens, the old phrase, anxiety happens. And the big question is, what are we going to do with it? Are we going to withdraw, cocoon? Are we going to stew? Are we going to boil over? Paul gives the prescription for what to do with anxiety and worry, and I think it is both simple and profound. Take it to the Lord in prayer, right? Don't be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And of course, at least I am inclined to say, wait a minute, it's not simple. It's not that easy, right? I've prayed and prayed, and I don't have, a peace that passes understanding. It doesn't always work for me. In fact, sometimes I'm so nervous, so anxious, I can't pray. I've prayed so often, I've given up on prayer. Don't tell me that this is easy. And I'm not suggesting that it is. But here is maybe where it's helpful to read what Paul writes and then try to put into practice what he says fairly precisely. It says you have to take, the passage from Philippians says, you have to take the things about which you are anxious and transform them into requests. Don't just think about these things before God, although that's helpful. But that can be something that doesn't produce peace. Don't just allow them to kind of roll over and over and over again in your mind so that you just start to go wild with it. As you kind of move down the list of things about which you're anxious and around which your mind is revolving, take each one of them and transform them into prayer. Do that, says Paul, with prayer and petition, and do that with your whole heart and in full detail. And something's going to give. The Message puts it this way: don't fret or worry. Instead of worrying, pray. Let petitions and praises shape your worries into prayers, letting God know your concerns. And before you know it, a sense of God's wholeness, everything coming together for good, will come and settle you down. It's wonderful what happens when Christ displaces worry at the center of your life. That is my hope and prayer for myself, for you, for all of us. May the peace of Christ dwell in your heart richly.